Hey, this is WebJunior 1977 here, back in the Oasis once again, of course. See if we can get some people up in here. Didn't want to label this, and again, I didn't want to label this one 60 minutes in the Oasis because it's a lot sooner than I normally stream. So I'm not sure what kind of people, how many people I'm going to get in here, and how long it's going to take to get somebody in here. So if it takes 20 minutes to get somebody in here, then I only have 40 minutes to talk. You know what I mean? It's kind of... But let me post this to Facebook and all that fun stuff. Okay. Alrighty. I want to post that to Facebook to maybe get some more people in here. Alright, I'm going to plug in my stuff here. But yeah, it's a lot sooner than I figured I'd get an early start, just because I need to, I don't need to get up really early per se, but a little early, I guess I'd say. Not really that early. Going to my dad's tomorrow, so. But I figured I'd do sort of an early stream. Just got back from the theater, watched the Super Mario movie. Awesome movie, definitely recommend watching it. Not going to give any spoilers away, but I think it was a great movie. I mean, especially if you compare it to the other Super Mario movie. I mean, kind of wish they'd do a live action one again though, but I think it'd be cool to do a live action one, but just better than they did the first live action one, which wouldn't take a lot. But I mean, it wasn't tremendously horrible, but it wasn't good either. So, but this one was pretty damn good, I thought. I liked it. But just got back from that, so I figured, what the heck, I'll do some sort of a video before I get completely tired, and may as well do a video. And so I want to try not to go to bed too late tonight, just because, like I said, I'm going to see my dad tomorrow. It's been probably over a year since I've went to his house. It hasn't been over a year since I've seen him, but last time I saw him, he actually came up here. So, but it's probably been a year or over a year since I've actually went to his house. So yeah, it's been a while. But hopefully I can get some people in here. Hopefully some people see my message, see my Facebook post, and jump in. Just because I don't know if the the bell notification works sometimes, but other times it's just a pain in the ass. So it's kind of hit or miss on that. So I don't rely on that to work because half the time it doesn't. So. But hopefully we get some people in here and talk. I saw somebody jumped in but jumped back out, so I'm assuming they didn't. That person didn't like what they saw and jump back out. That's fine, but it's the way it goes sometimes, you know. But don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight. So, here's hoping people come in and have something to talk about, have different topics to bring up, and been playing the Harry Potter game that I keep calling it the Harry Potter game, which it sort of is a Harry Potter game, but apparently it takes place 100 years before the events of Harry Potter, so it's a Hogwarts game. Hogwarts Legacy. So, but I've been playing that. I love the game. It's pretty in depth. It'll take a while to, at least for me, it'll take a while to beat it because I don't get to play as that often. But that's fine because it's the longer it takes, the longer it'll be before I need to go. Hey, I need to find another game to play, which I probably don't need to do that anyway, just because I've got some games, some games I haven't really played a whole lot of, but might pick up the Ragnarok game here after I beat the Harry Potter, Hogwarts game. But I definitely want to pick up that, but I can't remember if I beat the first one or not. I don't think I did. So, might want to beat that one first and then get Ragnarok, so. Let's see if we can get some people in here. Probably should have sent out some other messages. Just to, try to get some people in here. Let my phone charge for a few minutes. It's getting close to being dead, so I'll let it charge for a few minutes. Then if no one's come in, I'll send some messages. Keep in mind, for anybody that hasn't subscribed, anybody that is subscribed, keep in mind that 550 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I think I'm at 525 now, so I got 25 to go, which doesn't seem like a lot, which it kind of isn't, but it'll take a while to get there, I'm sure. At the rate that I do videos and stuff. But keep that in mind. Keep checking in on it. And anybody that hasn't subscribed, just know that that's all you need to do is be subscribed in order to be able to participate to play. So keep that in mind. If you see a stream pop up that giveaway, make sure you subscribe before you say, hey, I want to participate. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, that's all you need. You just need to be subscribed, and I'll be good. So again, that'll be at 550 subscribers. But you never know about what might come before or after that. So just keep an eye and ear out for all my videos as much as you possibly can. I understand that getting behind on videos. I get behind on videos so often. Just from everyday life, I have to jump on and kind of binge watch a lot of videos just because it's been a while since I've been on it. But especially when you work 7 days a week. So I worked 7 days a week the last week, and the week before that was 6, and then so it's a little difficult to keep up with stuff. But starting to get back into keeping up with stuff, and like wrestling, for instance. I like watching as many different wrestling organizations as I can, but for the most part, I've been keeping up with WWE because that's my favorite one, and I really only have time for one usually, so it's hard enough keeping up with that one for me. So I try to keep up on that. A friend of mine, he hasn't seemed to get it yet. He goes, "I thought you watched wrestling." I do WWE. Ask me anything about WWE, and okay, you were good. But all the other federations, I don't watch as much because I'm trying to keep up on at least one. If I had to keep up on one, it'd be WWE. So I said I don't have time to keep up on them. So I don't have time. Yeah, you do. You keep up on them, so obviously you have time, right? I mean, if you're keeping up on them, then apparently you have time to keep up on them. It says he watches them before he goes to work. Those things are like 3 hours. He has to wake up 3 hours early for work and watch it. That heck with that. Wouldn't be able to do that. No thanks. But yeah. So might just think of some things to show off here. Some things I haven't showed on video yet, on stream yet, to make an hour and a half's worth of video. Since I don't think anybody's going to jump in here too soon, it's going to take me a while to figure out something, but I'll figure out something. But it's pretty much caught up on my news. Is that been streaming the Hogwarts game. For anybody who wants to see that, there's a couple, I got a couple videos up. I went about 2 hours on the first one because I wasn't really watching the time. And then I'm going to probably do hour segments after that, or a little over an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most. Don't want to make them too long, just because, again, people won't watch them. You know what I mean? If they see a 2 or 3 hour video, sometimes they're like, yeah, I don't know if I have that much time to put into, And that's the same with me. I'm not saying I'm talking bad about anybody. That's typically what I do too. If I see there's a couple hour video, sometimes I'll click on it and just watch a little bit of it, and then maybe watch a little bit later. But typically I don't watch much at all. So I try to keep it an hour, hour and a half. That's the whole reason I started doing the 60 minutes in the Oasis, because if somebody comes in like, oh, it's only an hour, maybe I'll jump in and watch it while I'm cooking supper, or skip through it a little bit, to different parts of it, or something. If I see something that that's shown on the screen within that hour, I'll watch that segment of it, or whatever. But if you jump in and see 2 or 3 hours, then it's makes it a little more difficult. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. It's hard enough for a lot of people to be able to sit down for an hour and watch something, let alone several hours. So I try to keep them down as much as possible, and possibly get more views on them. But if you see like one of your favorite YouTubers doing this, and he or she has videos that are really long, best way you can help them out is to jump into their stream, or jump into their, jump onto their video, even after it's been uploaded or whatever, just for 20 seconds or something, and that'll give them a view. You don't have to watch all of it. You just jump in for a few seconds and it'll give them a view. So, that's a way you can help out. That's what I do sometimes. If I see somebody's got a real long video, I'll jump in and maybe if I don't skip through segments of it, which I do a lot of times, I'll skip through a little bit and watch bits and pieces of it. But if I can't even do that, I'll jump in for a few seconds and then turn it off. And that'll give them a view. That'll hit a thumbs up. A buddy of mine, Mr. E. Bernhard Warg, on YouTube here. Make sure you check him out. He does like 10-minute videos and stuff. Really has really quick videos that you can just, when you're doing anything, you know what I mean? It doesn't take long to watch his videos. And I thought about doing videos like that. I probably wouldn't be able to do them daily, but I don't know, maybe I could, I don't know. But just to get another video out there and get some views on it. Like no longer than 10 or 15 minutes or something. Which I've already went over that now, But on this. But that's really kind of what you want to do. For the most part, you want to jump in and do a 10 or 15-minute video at the most, and not have it very long. So people will be like, "Oh, it's only 10 minutes. I'll go ahead and watch it," or at least watch most of it, But anywho. Let's see. Trying to send out some messages here. Alrighty. Alright, send out some more messages there. I did pick up, I don't know if I showed this or not, but I did pick up this Dazzle. I haven't figured out how quite to make it work on my new machine. I might have to use it on an older machine, on an older computer, but haven't quite figured out how to use it on like my gaming computer yet. The software doesn't seem to want to work on it. Sucks. But because it says Windows XP, so kind of stinks. But what can you do? You know, try to maybe get a machine. I do have Windows XP programs, so maybe one of my older computers I'll put Windows XP on it or something, and just to try to use this. But I bought this cheap. And I did get a VCR DVD combo, which I only need the VCR part of it for some home movies I want to put on to make digital. Like I was saying before, especially my mom, who passed away a little over a year ago now, so I'll be able to digitize those, because we all know how video cassettes tend to go to crap they only have a certain amount of years that they actually work, so depending on the climate they're in, obviously. If you put them out in a shed or something that it's not climate controlled, they'll go to crap pretty quick, which mine are in the house mostly, so they'll last a little longer than normal, but still, I mean, they typically don't last a long time, so I want to try to get those backed up and all that good stuff. So I think I've already said, but I finally got Breath of the Wild for the Switch. I've been playing that a little bit, trying to get back to where I left off from the Wii U version of it, because I was quite far on it on the Wii U version, but still a little way, you know, still, I think I might have been a little more than halfway through it on the Wii U version before I stopped playing it and ended up playing something else. It's the way it goes with me. I need to stop doing that and play a game the whole way through. But it is what it is on that, I guess. You play a game and then you end up getting interested in another game, and you buy that, and then you don't go back to the other game for a while, and kind of sucks. But I always seem to go back to Conan Exiles for some reason, just because I really love that game. Plus they're getting a lot of updates and stuff lately, so been doing a lot of stuff with that, so but yeah, try to think of some more stuff something else to show, and at least go to an hour here and jump off, because I don't think I'm going to get anybody in here. Kind of a weird hour anyway, so I understand how that works. Just kind of wanted to get into you know what I mean? Just kind of wanted to get another video, get a little bit of content out or whatever. But as always, make sure you check all the links in the description below once this video has been uploaded. And keep an eye on the channel, like I was saying. 550 subscribers. I think I'm going to do another gift cards and stuff. It just seems to be the easiest way to do it, so I don't have to ship anything, and no one has to do any waiting and all that good stuff. But I'll show that Dazzle real quick. Then I'll show a little thing I bought for a project. I can't remember if I showed it on stream or not, but here's the Dazzle. It's got the RCAs. It's also got an S video, but it's got the installation disc here. But again, it's Windows XP, as you can see. And it just doesn't seem want to be too compatible with my computer. It's got Windows 10 on it, but maybe, like I said, I have another computer here. I might just put Windows XP on it, at least temporarily. But also I bought this hat. Can't remember if I showed this on stream yet or not, but thought it was pretty cool. It has it's like a carpenter's hat. It has like a pocket here you can put ink pen, pencils or whatever. But I got it to make it a Ghostbusters hat. Just got to get a Ghostbusters patch to put on it. But I thought that'd be kind of cool for a Ghostbusters hat. It's roughly the right color, but thought that'd be cool. I couldn't remember if I showed that on stream or not, but. And a little update. I know I showed this on stream before. I did a video on it. This is the for anybody that's looking for like more memory for their PS5. This is the one I bought. If you Google it, it'll say that this sometimes people have a little trouble with speed issues on this one or whatever. I haven't had any problem with it so far. So this is one of the cheaper ones. It says right there, works with compatible PS5, PlayStation 5. I haven't had any problem with it, and it seems to be one of the cheaper ones, and it is a Seagate, which is one of my favorite. Western Digital and Seagate are my kind of go-tos for, hard drives and stuff like that. And it already has the built-in heatsink. That's what you want. You want one that already has the built-in heatsink. That way you don't have to buy an extra heatsink and worry about installing the heatsink on it. It already has it pre-installed on the RAM. Not RAM. It looks like RAM, but kind of like RAM. But on the the SSD, it already has it installed. You just pop it in and go. So I mean, you go do like a format, and it formats it for you, and works pretty slick. I'm glad I got one because now I can put extra games. There's been some games I wanted to try, but I didn't want to fill up my hard drive and then just have to delete them back off again. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, how that works. But I do want to do a stream coming up pretty soon. I'm pretty sure I said this before, but Game Boy. I want to do a stream just on Game Boy, and the way I'm going to do that is to have a Super Game Boy, which will go into my Super Nintendo. I'm not sure if it'll go into the little mini Super Nintendo, if it'll work. I think it will. If you know anything about that, leave a comment in the comment section. They really don't call it the mini Super Nintendo, but it's the smaller version of the Super Nintendo. I'm pretty sure that the Super Game Boy will work for that. Of course, I'll try it before I try to do a stream on it or whatever with it. But I do want to do just a standalone stream just on Game Boy games. Because, number one, I've never done it yet. Number two, I've known it for a little while, but there for a little while I didn't realize how many actual Game Boy games I have. I have a ton of Game Boy games. Like, I'm sure there's people out there that have... I know there's people out there that have way more Game Boy games than I do, but it's kind of surprised me when I was going through my stuff and switching over to this new bookshelf here, which I still need to finish. Getting stuff around for it. It kind of surprised me how many Game Boy games I actually had. I'm like, I didn't realize I had that many of them. So, definitely want to do just a standalone Game Boy. Just a standalone Game Boy stream. Of course, it'd be on the good old CRT, obviously. Through the Super Nintendo. I would do it through the GameCube, but I don't have that disc. I have the Game Boy player and a working GameCube up there, but I don't have the disc. Those things are expensive. I haven't found one at a decent price yet, so it's kind of like a paperweight at this point. The Game Boy works. I mean, the GameCube works, but the Game Boy player is not going to work without that disc. There are ways to get around that, but I thought about buying one of those there's not hard drives, the memory cards that you can put in there, and you have to put a specific game in to the system. And even if I had to buy that specific game to put in there, it would still be cheaper than, you know what I mean, than buying the Game Boy disc, because it's crazy. It's like $300 or something for that little disc. So, and I'm pretty sure there's no way to burn it, because for anybody that knows Game Boy games, the Game Boy games are, I keep saying Game Boy games, the GameCube games, the discs are burned from the outside in. Most discs are burned from the inside out, and apparently the GameCubes are burned from the outside in. At least the bootable Game Boy player disc is anyway, which makes it harder, if not impossible, to replicate. So, kind of stinks, but can't do much about that. So, it's kind of strange how they even could do that. But it's almost like they burned one the normal way, and then they're like, okay, so right here's the line, so we're going to start it there and burn it, just so they had a point of reference of how far it would go out. That way they know how far to start it out, so it would go the whole way in the disc. Because I would imagine if you didn't go all the way in, it would screw something up too. Maybe I'm wrong, but they're just pretty hard to replicate, if not impossible. Let's put it that way. Otherwise, people would just be burning those discs and selling them, and I don't see any of them. So, pretty sure it's not possible to do, unless you're some sort of genius or something, or have the original software that they used to burn the discs to start with, which is probably nowhere to be found. But I'm going to do some more looking into that. Hopefully, if I can get that, then I'll use that instead. I'd rather use that than the other, than the Super Game Boy. But either way works for me. So either way would be good. But anyway, didn't really do any more modifications on my pack. I got the ribbon cable, if I haven't said that yet, and it was wrong. So I think I'm just going to take this ribbon cable off and clean it, wash it off, make it cleaner, put it back on for now, at least. The last update I did was obviously the Moby Signs cyclotron lights. Those are pretty cool. So I did do that, and that did make it pretty cool, especially at night. Like, the only thing I don't kind of like about it is when lights aren't on without those stickers on, it kind of looks better when the lights aren't on. Right now they're red, like they're not lit up obviously, but they're all red, and I don't know if I like that look. It's all right. I mean, it's not terrible, but I kind of like the see-through better. You know what I mean? Like the see-through glass kind of look for when they're not on. But when they're on, especially in the dark, it looks a lot better. It diffuses the light a lot better. So I'm happy with them. And if I don't get happy with them, decide I'm not happy with them down the road, all I do is peel them off. I don't have to tear anything apart, which is good. But yeah, I want to do the Game Boy, standalone Game Boy stream, and I also want to do maybe a Genesis. I have a decent amount of Genesis games, but might just do a Nintendo, because I think I have more original Nintendo games than anything else. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to start doing standalone console games. Like, I'll say, okay, just Nintendo, or just Super Nintendo, or just, and I'm going to start doing... And I think I might have done a couple of them. I just have to check back and make sure I haven't done them. Or I might just do them over. But, it's been so far, and they're so far, if I did do one or two, they're so far back in the videos that it's not really going to hurt if I do them again, I guess. So, then I'll have to just make sure I mark down which ones I've done so I don't forget and do the same one again, you know what I mean? The only one I really can't do it with is 3DX games, if there are 32X games. I do have a few though, that I don't know, unless I end up getting more, but we'll see how it goes. But I do want to start doing some standalone consoles, like pick a console and just play nothing but on that console with the actual console and hardware. So, but we'll get into that here coming up. It's just hard to do videos a lot of times. Trying to get into doing more videos, but it's just tough to find the time a lot of times to do them. So, but I did want to come on here early, like I was saying, just because get in here early, get it done early. Really haven't had anybody come in and comment. I don't think anybody's gonna watch this actual live, but that's fine. I mean, it happens. But kind of like the interaction, you know what I mean? Instead of like coming in later and commenting on, which I do love too, but just like to interact with other gamers while, live. So next time I do a video like this, I'm going to do it probably normal time and not, start it at like 8:30 or whatever it was when I started. It's kind of an odd time for me to start, so I understand that I'm probably not going to get, any viewers. So, and that's fine, but just figured I'd come on and do something while I could get too tired to. I didn't want to pull another falling asleep kind of deal like I did on the one video. Stinks doing that, but trying to think of something else I could talk about. Maybe I boost it up to an hour or hour and a half or whatever. But just trying to think of. Got my new drill over here. I'm pretty sure I showed that on stream at one point, but I can't remember if I did or not. But I went with a heart. I actually was a little skeptical about the heart because I didn't know much about them, but I did some research on them, and they seem to be a pretty decent drill for what you pay for them. That is, they seem to be pretty decent. Got pretty good reviews on them. They feel pretty sturdy. I mean, it feels better than, I can't remember. Was it Popular Mechanic? I think it was Popular Mechanic that I had. Well, we still do. I just took it in the house because that one come up gone. So, but this one feels more premium than it. It feels heavier. Well, I think the reason this one feels heavier is because this is actually a half-inch drill, whereas the one in the house is only 3/8 drill. So I think that's one reason this feels a little heavier. But it feels better made. Let's put it that way. It's I don't really know how to describe it, but anybody that grabs a hold of a drill knows what I'm talking about. Like from taking the battery on and off. The battery itself just feels more premium, more well built than the Popular Mechanic. Not dissing the Popular Mechanic, it does well, but it's really, and I don't want to use the word more plasticky, because all of them are plastic, but that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like flimsier plastic than this one. This just feels like a more premium material. And it probably is, because it's like more expensive. So I think I paid like 70 some bucks for this one, something like that. But at Walmart, these are at Walmart, the Heart. But I've used it a few times and it does good. So I mean, can't complain about it for the price point, because there's a lot of drills that are way more expensive than that. So can't complain about that price. If you want a good drill, you got to pay a lot of money for it. So a lot more money for it than a lot of other things you might need anyway. So it's worth it if you're gonna use it. If you need it for something, And I mean, it comes in handy a lot. You don't realize how good a handy it comes in when you don't have it. You know what I mean? You go to put something in something, and you're like, oh, you put a screw in something. You're like, oh, you should be able to put it in this by hand pretty easy. And you're like, man, I really wish I had a drill right now. You know, kind of deal. So it does come in handy. And here comes summer. I'll have a lot of projects I need to get done. So it'll come in handy. I got my circular saw. I got an extension cord for it now for the circular saw. Got another drill. So got my hammer. I'm still looking for my hatchet. I don't know where the heck my hatchet got to. It's in here some damn where. But I'm gonna need that to chop some stuff down. Vines and stuff that like growing on our sheds. Especially if they're older. The older shed over next door, it's crawling with vines. But get after some of that, and a lot of projects I want to try or get done, you know, including another landing for the door here, which I've been trying to get to, but it's either been cold or I've been working or it's pain. So trying to get like some sort of an aluminum step, but it's going to be difficult. I mean, you can get aluminum steps all day long, but they're too high for what I need it for. You know, it's kind of trying to get something that'll be the right height that might be made out of aluminum. That way it doesn't rot or rust, and I can tie it down somehow. I can anchor it down so it doesn't blow away or anything like that. Preferably if it had like holes in the feet where I can stake it down like with 10 stakes or something. Anything just to hold it, you know. And if it wouldn't rust, that'd be great. But I'll have to see what I can find. The step up isn't really that giant, you know, that great. But it isn't really that high. But I'd still like to put something there just to. And I don't want to just be, oh, here's a cinder block. I'll lay the cinder block there and step up. Cinder blocks seem to like want to turn and slip out from under you or whatever. I'd rather have something, you know, more permanent than that. But I gotta get that hell out of there because it's all rotted up. I think the wood underneath of it's fine, but just the plywood's all rotted, so. Sucks. But I'll get it done this summer here. Be one of the projects I want to get done. But at least I got the tools to do it with, so I can't be like, oh, well, I'm not going to do that because I don't have tools to do it. At least I don't have that excuse to have to throw up. At least I'll be able to, you know, do it when I get a chance. Have the tools I need to do it with, so it's always good to have. But house project kind of fell by the wayside after they say I was working 410s. I'm like, oh, they said that. I'm like, good, I'm going to be able to get a lot of stuff done around here, yeah. It didn't work out that way. We might have worked 410s for a month or two, and then after that, Friday after Friday after Friday. Oh, jeez. Might have had a week's worth of, you know, 5 days, 5 Fridays off since they said that. It's terrible. A lot of people are like, yeah, I'm working 5 days a week. What are you supposed to? Well, we're supposed to be 410s, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you're supposed to have off. But it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work like that. This weekend it did, only because Easter's tomorrow, and Happy Easter to anybody that's watching this tomorrow. Because I'll be going down to my dad's tomorrow for Easter and stuff. So anybody that's watching this tomorrow, which I think it's almost tomorrow now. What am I saying? I'm used to doing this really late, so. But trying to see if there's anything else that I can. Any other subject to get into. See, typically there'd be somebody in here be like, hey, what about, that in the background, or what about, do you have this console or this game or whatever, and kind of keeps me going for a while, but since I don't have anybody in here, trying to think of something to show here. I really only need 15 minutes to get to an hour at least. Maybe I should just name this 60 minutes in the Oasis. Probably go a little over an hour just because it's not labeled 60 minutes in the Oasis. But not sure if I showed this, but this is my actual sandbag that I got, because my other one was just a circle here and it's suction cups thing to it, and I hate those because suction cups seem to never hold. Like, a friend of mine has suction cup on his windshield, and I don't know how in the world he keeps that thing on there. It might be a better quality than the one I have, but I put mine on a suction cup on the window and it lasted for a few miles, maybe 10 miles at the most, and it just flew off. I'm like, took my Garmin and everything right on the floorboard. I'm like, really? But went with a sandbag. I was going to go with a mirror, something for the mirror, but then I'd have to pull it off, put on the next one. These are the sandbag. You just pick it up, walk to the next vehicle and set it down. You don't have to worry about unhooking stuff, so. But I did get a 2DS, for anybody that doesn't know what that is. Gotta get a charger for it. Might end up selling it, I don't know, or giving it away, I don't know. For somebody that needs one. Probably won't keep it, but it's cool to have them, clean it all up. Buttons seem to stick a little bit. Probably tear it apart and give it a good cleaning inside. Just, just so it's nice and clean, and make sure that it's functional and everything. But other than that, I really don't have a whole lot more to talk about. Try to get to an hour here, but did find my Dremel tool, so any projects I need to get done with that, I'll have. But I did get another computer. That's something I didn't mention. I got a little gateway computer from my cousin. I can't seem to get it going though. It was missing a hard drive, in the DVD drive, and RAM. So I had RAM, and I had everything but the hard drive. So I went out, I put all that stuff in, and I went out and bought a hard drive, put it in there. And I've been trying to put an operating system on it. For some reason it won't work. I have a buddy right up the road that does that kind of stuff, but don't have his actual phone number. I always talk to him with Facebook, and he don't have Facebook anymore. So I'm going to have to stop up there one day or something and ask him if he can help. Because he used to work on computers. Maybe he can get me an operating system on there or anything. Do you know the Super Mario? Yeah, actually, I just got that. I just got back from watching that today. Appreciate you stopping in. Just gonna call you Gaming Girl. Isabella. Okay. Are you new to the channel? And if you are, I appreciate a subscribe. If not, that's fine. But if you like this content, if you like the stuff you see behind me, also, going to be doing a giveaway at 550 subscribers. And that's all you have to do is be subscribed to participate. So keep that in mind if you want to participate in a giveaway. Again, that's 550 subscribers. I think I have 525 now, last I checked. But appreciate you stopping in. It looks like you might not be there anymore. But appreciate you stopping in and giving me a comment at least. But yeah, I did watch the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's pretty good, I thought. It was good. So, don't want to really give any of it away for those who haven't watched it yet. But I thought the theater would be a lot more packed in there because it's only been 3 days since it's been out, and it was a Saturday, so I thought sure it was going to be packed in there, which it was a little bit, but not as bad as I anticipated it was going to be, so that's good. But, we'll watch a 3D. It was pretty cool. Kids loved it. But yeah, anywho, try to think of something else here for a little bit. Only needs about 10 more minutes or so at least. I did get some of this, which I think I've already showed this on stream. The BW100. There's a guy on, I think it's called Tronics Fix, I believe, on YouTube. Check him out. Awesome guy. Does a lot of awesome. I watch him all the time. Fixing different items and stuff, and he swears about his BW100. It's a little bit pricey. I think this little can here, it's an 8 fluid ounce can. I think it was like 12 or 14 bucks. A little pricey, but it's going to last a while. It's an electronic contact cleaner. It's not flammable at all. It doesn't mess with any electronics. Like, you can literally spray it on an electronic that's energized and it will not hurt anything. I've been told. Again, I don't want to try that, but put that to the test. I'd rather have it unplugged and everything. But it won't hurt anything. You just spray it on there, you let the stuff dry. I don't even think you gotta let it dry. I mean, honestly, I would, just for the heck of it. But it will dry quick. It's like a dry film, it'll dry quick, but it cleans stuff off. Stick drift. Joystick drift. That's the main reason I bought it for, because one of my PS5 controllers already has a stick drift in it, which sucks. I'm wanting to think it's my original one that I bought, because I bought when I realized that not only could I not afford a PS5 at the time, I couldn't find a PS4 or a PS5 at the time, whether I could afford it or not. So I was like, I'm going to go, but you could get the controller, so I went and bought a controller. And was using it for PC mostly, just PC games, because it'll work with, you plug it in, it'll work. And I'm pretty sure it'll work with the PS4 as well, especially if you plug it in. So just kind of getting a feel for the controller itself, but not using it to its full potential, obviously. The haptic feedback I couldn't use, but let's see. But it's like, it's nothing until you get the actual PS5, then you're like, then I was like, okay, I'm just going to, use it for that. But it's already got a freaking stick drift in it, which stinks. Like, I don't know why it did that, but I guess just some of them do. But this is supposed to fix that. It's supposed to, but we'll see how that goes. I might have to tear the controller apart to spray it. But it shows them spraying it inside, like with the controller not taken apart, and it works a little bit. But to fully get it cleaned and make it work better, I'll probably have to tear it apart. Not sure how complicated the PS5 controller is to tear apart. PS4 wasn't terrible. I think the PS3 was worse than the PS4. So hopefully the PS5 isn't bad either. But I guess we'll see. But who knows? I'm glad I have that little stick there, because that's probably going to help. That little straw to kind of get down in the, pop the button up a little bit, try to get it out around that. Don't know if it'll go out around it or not, but I'm going to try. So, see where it'll fix the problem. But yeah, pretty expensive little can, but hey, if it works, it works, It's cheaper than buying another $70 controller, that's for sure. So, I did get I think you'll remember me showing those, the Matty Collector, not Matty Collector, the Moby Signs, Cyclotron stickers for the, and it got these extra sticker. I actually made a magnet out of it. Has some magnetic material I stuck it to, cut it out, so I could put it on my fridge, a little mini fridge. And I also done that to the Moby Signs Company. This is kind of what was on the sticker sheet to tell you what it was from and stuff. I did that little thing too, just put it there. Pretty cool. Made a couple extra magnets for the refrigerator. It's pretty neat. Wanted to do one for my actual logo, but I'm gonna have to get a decal made of it and then stick it on there. So not impossible to do, but I actually have the old. I kind of cheated in a way. I got these 2 pieces of magnet that I just put in there and then bagged it up. This is my old logo, but it works for now. Just, you know. Not too terrible. That's pretty much it. Anyway, so get up here to an hour at least. But yeah, like I said, be watching out for my videos. 550 subscribers. Gonna be doing another giveaway. I should check real quick just to see what. Last I checked, it was 525. So I'm gonna say it's probably still at 525. It's 524 now. See, I mean, it goes up and down all the time, so I don't know. Not sure why it does that. Somebody gets booted off or something because they're a troll or something, and it. But or somebody just decides to unsubscribe. I don't know. You know, just the way it goes sometimes. But remember, as long as you're subscribed to the channel, you're eligible to participate in the giveaway at 550. And I might do another giveaway before that, but I kind of mentioned it a few times. Don't want to mention it too much. I'll mention it this one last time because it might be a little closer to doing it. But I still want to do a couple here and there. The first person that comments today would have been a bad idea because I might have almost left before because that person came in and that gaming girl, she come in, and I'm assuming it's a girl since it's gaming girl, come in and asked about the Mario movie and then left. So that would have been the first, you know what I mean, the first comment, and I would have been able to give her the prize because she's no longer in here as far as I know. So it's kind of, but I do want to do a couple of those, like the first person that comments is the automatically the winner. I've seen them do that. I've done a couple of those before. Kind of want to get back into doing those, but I don't want to mention it too much just because, you know, I want it to be a surprise to the person. Like, I don't want to do it, like, I won't be doing it on the next video, obviously. You know what I mean? Just because I just now mentioned it. So, it'll be a few videos from now before I do something like that. But says there's 3 people in here now. I don't know if that's even right or not, but if you want to see or care about anything that's behind me, see it a little closer, let me know before I jump off. I want to try to get to an hour and a half, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Just trying to think of other things to talk about. Because typically, like I said, people come in and comment about certain things and give me things to talk about. Otherwise, next time I come on, I'll probably just do a game video. I exchange some games. Maybe I'll do that Game Boy, all Game Boy thing, maybe. We'll see how it goes. Got to get that other computer out of my way. Now that I have that, that's kind of in the way of the TV, so I have to get it out of the way. But trying to get this little computer done um, to get like a shit ton of games on that and get it in this, possibly put it in my um, arcade cabinet to replace the Raspberry Pi, because it'll run it so much smoother than the Raspberry Pi. It's got 8 gigs of RAM and a lot better video card, obviously, than the Raspberry Pi, like 2 gigabytes of RAM, and you know, and I'll be able to do better, better do more, more consoles, different consoles. So, kind of excited about that, but I had to get an operating system on it, and then from there I could put. I think I'm gonna put Launchbox on it, but I'm not quite sure what program yet. It's in between Launchbox or what's the other one? RetroArch. I think it's RetroArch. I'm gonna watch a few more videos on them just to see which one's better for me. It's probably gonna come down to what consoles that it emulates. Because I might not go with so much the. I kind of wished on that Raspberry Pi on that one I didn't go with Nintendo Super Nintendo. Kind of want to get something with just just arcade games. I mean, I can redo another Raspberry Pi, or just put another card in it and just save that card for something else, for another Raspberry Pi down the road, and just do arcades, because I find myself not playing them much unless I pair a controller to them, because it's just certain things you don't want to. At least for me, preference for me, I don't want to play like a Mario game with a joystick, because you're just used to using a directional keypad. So, just got back from the Mario. Oh yeah, I just did too, brother. I just it's been a few hours now since I got back, but yeah, I just went and watched it as well. It was a good movie. I'm not going to give anything away for anybody that might be watching or watch it later, but I thought it was good. What did you think of it? Did you like it? I know the kids really enjoyed it, so it was good for them to get out. And it's been forever since I took them anywhere, and all this freaking overtime and stuff. I don't get to spend a lot of time with them, take them too many places. So they got a kick out and they loved it. So we went to the 3D one. So it's kind of a spur of the moment thing, because I thought my wife was gonna work till like 4 in the evening, and she ended up getting out early. So she got home and she said, "You want to go watch it?" And I'm like, "Well, I wasn't even thinking about it, because I was planning on her getting home at like 5 or 6 or something, which we still could have watched it, but it had been later." It was fun, lots of. Yeah, it was. I was impressed on how many different again, I don't want to give anything away, but I think I could say this. I was impressed on the amount of like Mario games they actually covered. You know what I mean? Like the different Mario games they actually covered in this movie. And did you see the 2 cutscenes? I'm hoping you saw the 2 cutscenes. There was 2 of them. Again, I don't want to say what they are, because somebody watching might not have seen it yet that wants to watch it. But there was 2 cutscenes. Okay. We stood because we figured there was going to be at least 1 cutscene, and my wife Googled it. She said there's 2 of them, so we're going to have to watch. Yeah. Yeah, there was one, there was a little bit of credits or whatever, and then it played something, and then it rolled all the credits, and then there's another one. So, which was my son went ape shit over the second cutscene, because that's his favorite Mario character. So I'm assuming that Mario character is going to be on the next movie, because there's obviously going to be another one. But that's his favorite character. That I know you know who I'm talking about, Jesse. But again, I don't want to give anything away, of course. But yeah, I thought I'd do a little bit earlier stream. I'm glad some people come in and chatting. So. Oh. Sorry, I'm just answering a message here. Hey, what's up, brother? How's it going? No gaming night. No, I was gonna do some gaming, but I kind of have I have that little computer that I'm fixing up here to kind of in the way right now. I could easily take it out of the way and do it, but I'm a little tired. I figured I'd do an early stream and just talk about random stuff, but next time I'll probably do one. As soon as I get that out of here, I'll probably just set it over here on the couch and next time I do one, but hell yeah. Yeah, I was gonna chill too, but I had to watch the kiddos Friday and today. But then I didn't think Sandy was getting back until a little later, till probably close to this time, but a little closer to this time. Not quite 8 probably or 9, but I thought she was gonna get back about 5:30, 6 o'clock or something. Because we was gonna go. I was talking about going and watching the Mario movie, but I didn't think I was going to up until about I think 2:30 or something. She got home and she asked if I wanted to go watch it, and was like, "Well, we better get moving if we're gonna," because it was like a 4 o'clock 3D. It was like a 3D one about 4 o'clock, so we had to beat feet up there. Kind of spur of the moment thing, and it was a good movie. I don't want to give anything away, but it was a good movie. I thought, like Jesse said, there's a lot of Easter eggs in it. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. You think you're doing something, and then it just changes. Yeah, I mean it's definitely worth watching. I'll tell you that. Um, I don't know whether it was worth watching in 3D, but I mean it was all right. It was pretty cool, but I think it would have been just as good in 2D. But I don't know. I feel like it might have been just as good in 2D, but it was pretty decent. A lot of them I don't watch in 3D anymore, but we did watch this one in 3D, and it was good. But it seems like it almost seems like they can do, almost always seems like they can do better. You know what I mean? Better 3D sometimes, but yeah, it's really all you can do because I planned on seeing about going because I thought she just going I thought she just had something. Uh, I thought she just had the Friday planned, and I didn't remember her saying about Saturday. She had a face painting gig Saturday too. So I'm like, shit. When I found out, I was like, well, we won't be going then because she's supposed to get off. She was supposed to be done by 4:30. So that'd put her home about 5:30. So I'm like, probably. I mean, we could have still went, but it would have been a later show and it'd been more expensive and stuff. So, but I mean, we could have still went, but. And tomorrow we're going to my dad's house and stuff. Don't have to really get up super early or nothing like that, but still, 3D I must get better. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they're even still going with 3D stuff sometimes. Like, they got rid of it in games pretty much. I mean, except for 3D headsets and stuff. And they do have, PlayStation VR and stuff, but can't just drop. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was like a spur of the moment thing. I didn't even think. I was thinking we wasn't even going. So it's like, then she gets home about 2:15, 2:30, something like that, and I'm like, "You're home already?" She said, "Yeah." They, ended a little sooner than we thought. Ended at like 1:30 or something. And she said, "When to go?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I do, but we've got to get going now because we checked the times. It was like a 4 o'clock. The next one would have been like 6:50 or something like that. I'm glad we got in there at 4 o'clock because it was like a matinee, so it was a lot cheaper. We still ended up spending over $100, but I mean, whatever. I made a damn good check this Friday, and she made, you know, she made a good bit of money. Um, Painting faces, she paid for it with that, and still had plenty left over. So we didn't even get it out of the checking. So it's kind of, it was a good time with the family. It's been a while since I went somewhere with the family. I mean, aside from just going to the store and stuff, that's not really. I mean, it's spending time, and I enjoy that. A lot of times, show like you want to go to Walmart, and it might be just a Walmart trip, but everyone's together talking. So I do enjoy it, but it's been a while since we went somewhere and actually done something fun. That all of us were doing, because I take them to Slinky Action Zone, which is fun for them, not so fun for me. You know what I mean? But it's better than sitting at the house sometimes. But yeah, yeah, for sure, brother. All the freaking overtime we've been putting in, it sucks. It pays good, but pain in the ass too, for sure. But yeah, probably go to an hour and 30 minutes here and jump off. So still got a little time here to chat, but it's basically all I need to chat about. But wasn't even sure it was going to go this long, but it's kind of a weird hour. I kind of started at a weird hour, so I understand how it's, people didn't jump in right away and stuff, so I thought I was going to pretty much do a video and nobody jump in. I think that's what I did last time. I don't think anyone jumped in on the last one. Again, though, I think it was a weird hour, maybe. I can't remember exactly if it was a weird hour last time or not, but I think it was. But I had a few things to talk about to have, to have a little bit of content to justify doing the stream, so it worked out all right. But yeah, I've been streaming that Hogwarts, brother. I don't know if you've seen it, but I got 2 videos of it up. It's a pretty good game. I mean, even if you don't like, Harry Potter movies and stuff, it's still a pretty good game. I mean, it helps to watch the movie, to know, the different spells and stuff and the different stuff they're doing. It helps, but you don't necessarily have to watch the movies to be able to play it, if that makes sense. But even if you're used to like the Harry Potter movies and you're used to all the names, you're not going to find those names in this game. Although there is a Weasley, which I don't know how that she must be some sort of ancestor of the Weasleys, today's Weasleys. You know what I mean? Must be somehow related to him somehow. But other than that, you really don't. The headmaster's last name is Black, which like Sirius Black. So I don't know if there's a connection there, but don't want to give any of that away either. But anyway, it's a good game. Definitely a good game. Definitely a game I played to the end. So if I could figure the damn thing out, which I'll figure it out, and eventually stream, the entire game online But like I said, I got 2 videos of it so far, so probably do some more next weekend or maybe even Monday evening when I get home. See how that goes. Mondays and Fridays are typically my my nights to come out here unless, I have to do a bunch of stuff before I come home, stop at a few places. Then I really don't have much time out here, so a lot of times if I come out at all, I'll watch a little bit of something or um, tinker with something. I really won't do a stream or nothing, so. But, we all go to about an hour and 30 minutes here. Still got a few more minutes. But the next stream might be just doing the Game Boy games. Like I said, I want to start doing those. I want to start doing like, okay, I'm going to pick this console and just play nothing but that console on the actual hardware, which is pretty cool. Now I get it. If I play Game Boy games to my Super Game Boy and my Super Nintendo, that's not Game Boy hardware, but it's, original Nintendo hardware. You know what I'm saying? It's not an emulation by any means. So, but I definitely want to do a Game Boy because I have a good bit of Game Boy games to go through, so probably won't get through all of them, depending on how long I play each one of them. But I'm certainly going to go through as many as I can. At least the ones that I like the most, or the most popular ones at least. Maybe I'll make a list of... Maybe I'll, at some point, make a list of all the Game Boy games I have, and when I'm in the stream itself, when I'm in the live stream, maybe I'll paste the list into the comment section or something. That way anybody can come in and check out that comment section. As long as you're like on a phone or computer, you won't be able to watch, you won't be able to see it if you're on a PlayStation 4 watching. But and in that way, even that, they can maybe make a request of like, oh, I see you have this game, you want to play that one? So I can get, at least the ones that people want to see out of the way instead of skipping over one that someone might want to see. Let's put it that way. I'll figure out some way to do it. Slimer. The cartoony Slimer. The only thing I don't like about him is he's it says 2012 on there, so we all know where he came from, right? But I won't hold that against him because it's Slimer. Slimer was the only good part about that movie. So, if you ask me, was the best part about that movie. Maybe not the only good part, but the best part. One of the best parts of the movie was Slimer. So, which we didn't see in the new movie, but I understand why we didn't see it, because it wasn't set in New York. That was actually asked by the creators, why was Slimer not in it? And they was like, well, Slimer lives in New York. So I'm assuming the next movie we're going to see Slimer in, because it's going to take place in New York. So we'll see. And I'm really interested to see how it's going to play out, like, because the containment unit was flashing, if anybody remembers. One of the cutscenes, the containment unit was doing this weird flashing. So, and it's in New York, so I'm wondering if they're going to do Vigo again, because they did, you know what I'm saying, they did, the first one they did was a prelude to the first Ghostbusters movie with, you know what I mean, with Zool and all them. So, I'm just wondering if this next one's going to be a prelude to, prelude to Vigo, the Carpathian. So, we'll see how that goes, I guess. Because, they're back in New York, and that's where, which, I understand the first one was in New York too, first and second one were both New York, but I just kind of went. They kind of went with the whole first one. They went with the same enemy at the end. I'm just wondering if the next one's going to be the second. You know what I'm saying? I might be wrong, but then again, I might be right. As long as they do it right, that's fine. You know what I mean? If he's trying to come back again and find another baby to try to go into. As long as they do it right, it'll be fine. But as long as they don't muck it up, which I thought they were going to do in this one, but they did a good job. I thought I really enjoyed the new Ghostbusters. It gave you that vibe of you know what I mean. So they did a good job. A lot of people were saying about, oh, why do you hate the 2016? I guess it's 2016, not 12. Sorry, I said 2012. 2016. A lot of people were like, oh, you were hating on it because it's women. No, I wasn't. I wasn't hating on that movie because it's a woman cast. I think they could have chosen a little bit better women to do it, honestly. But my biggest pet peeve on it was the fact that they put the original Ghostbusters in there and it wasn't themselves. That was my biggest catch on it. Like, they should have either put them in there as themselves, kind of handing the torch over or whatever, or just not put them in at all. You know what I mean? They put in, Ray was a cab driver. He basically owns Ghostbusters. Ray does. I mean, Dan Aykroyd, he basically owns Ghostbusters. He doesn't own them, but he's pretty close to owning them. I mean, he's like the backbone, the heart of Ghostbusters, which they actually even say on the movie. And Egon was a funeral director. That's where, I guess it was his niece or whatever that got a hearse from him. That's what they made the Ecto out of. But the only one that kind of worked was Peter Venkman. He was like a skeptic, trying to prove to Ghostbusters that they were nuts, that they were ghosts, because he didn't believe in ghosts. That's the only one that kind of worked, just because the first movie had. If you remember the first movie, he was skeptic. Like, until he saw an actual ghost, he kept making fun of him, like the horizontal book stack, the vertical book stacking. Oh yeah, no human could stack books like that. He made little puns and little jokes about, oh, it has to be a ghost because no human would have been able to do that. And until he actually saw the ghost, so that one kind of did work a little bit, but still, I think they should have just left him out or put them in there as themselves. Maybe they went to get information for them, to get them to, help them along the way or something. Kind of like the new movie did, That would have been fine, and I wouldn't have disliked it as much. I still wouldn't have loved it, but I think it would have been a lot better if they would have done that. But instead, they put them in there as other characters, which kind of sucked, I think. I mean, if you like it, that's fine. I mean, I'm not making fun of anybody that likes it. I'm just saying, for me personally, I didn't like it that much. There were parts that were cool, but other than that, I'll never watch it again. Let's put it that way. Maybe there's parts I like, I'll watch again, but well, let's put it this way. I got Aaron, right there, Trans Aaron 38. He bought me, and sometimes you can still find them in Dollar General. The 2016 movie, like a box set, and the only reason he bought it for me is because it comes with socks, with Ghostbuster socks, and the Ghostbuster logo looks the same, so you can't differentiate between the logos. So they look the same. It's got Mowgli on the No Ghost logo, No Ghost sign. So it's the same logo, so you can't really, tell the difference. But I still have the DVD. I kept the Blu-ray that came with it, but it's still in the package. It's still in the wrapping. And it probably will stay like that. But I can say I have a copy of the movie at least. Whether I watch it again or not, probably not. But I'll probably just watch. I mean, let's be honest. The best parts of that movie are probably clips on YouTube anyway. I can watch. I don't even have to open that, And not because it's ever going to be worth anything, because it probably never is. But not a lot anyway. But yeah. Anywho, kind of wrap this up a little bit. Just a reminder again. 550 subscribers are going to be doing a giveaway. All you have to do is be subscribed to participate in the giveaway. And I'll go into little details on that now. And what I do is I have a wrestling game that I load up. And you just come in. You have to be subscribed. Say you want to play. I'll ask, okay, who wants to play? Put yes. I'll jot down everybody that wants to play on this piece of paper. And hopefully get an even number and a decent amount of them, because it usually works out the best like that. Like eight players is perfect. 6 is good. 8's way better. Try to get an even number to participate, and then do a tournament. And it's all computer versus computer, so I'm not operating anything, and it's just by chance. Whoever wins. And then a lot of times what I'll do is if I have a second card, if I have 2 cards, the winner of that tournament will be like, okay, you can go ahead and pick which one you want. And then if I have a second card, what I'll do is anybody that's still stuck around, that's still present and watching, I'll take their characters and put them in like a Royal Rumble, or Battle Royal Rumble. And the winner of that can have the second card if anybody's interested in getting that card, for instance. Whether it be they use it or whether they give it to a friend or family member, it's fine. As long as they can use it in some way. So I don't just give it to them and it doesn't get used, because that's just a waste. But that's typically how I do it. Been doing it, so if anybody's interested, just make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out all the links in the description below, so you can check out all the other awesome YouTubers that I talk to, and some Twitch users as well. Game Dungeon Productions. He's went from YouTube to Twitch. He's still on YouTube too, if you want to check him out there. But he streams on Twitch now. And like I said, if you like the content I'm putting out, watch a few of my videos if you like it. If you like the content, the items you see behind me, you might want to subscribe. Hit the bell notification. It works once in a while now, it seems like. But not a lot, but it does work once in a while when it feels like it. But yeah, make sure you check out all the links in the description. Make sure you subscribe to all of them if you can. They're all awesome YouTubers, Twitch users, Twitch streamers. And I do appreciate everybody stopping out. Anybody that watches the video later. Got my Mario shirt here. Made sure I wore it to watch the movie. But do appreciate everybody. Truly appreciate everybody. And like I said, even if you don't want to watch all my videos, just jump in. Like for all your favorite YouTubers, if you don't want to watch the whole video, if it's hours long, just jump in for a couple seconds, jump back out. That counts as a view. So just to keep that in mind, just to keep their views up and keep them going. A lot of people get paid for YouTube. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And until next time, I'll meet you right back here in the Oasis.